Welcome to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm your host, Joy Taylor. On today's show, did LeBron prove he's still the NBA's best player after Wednesday night's buzzer beater? Plus, reaction to Bill Belichick reportedly opening his world to Josh McDaniels. And what are the chances the Eagles can make it back to the Super Bowl next season? Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. Let's start with LeBron. It was quite a night for the King as the Cavs beat the Timberwolves. He tied the game with under 30 seconds left in overtime with this layup. Then he blocked Jimmy Butler's shot with under 10 seconds left to keep the game tied. And finally, he hit the jump shot at the buzzer for the win. LeBron finished the night with 37 points, 10 rebounds, and 15 assists. Here he is after the win.
Coach Lou drew up a good play. Obviously, in the past, that would be Kevin Love making that entry pass. But, Jeff being, as strong as he is and pretty good accurate passer, especially at a baseball pass. T. Lou drew up something great. They couldn't take a body off Kyle, and I was able to get a good rip screen and just trying to sit down. Not allow Jimmy to get around me. And once I caught it, just trusted. Trusted everything I've done in my career, and that's just the work ethic I put into it, and I was able to knock it down. I was thinking about I don't want to do another overtime. That's what I was thinking. I'm 33 years old, and I did not want to do another overtime. So, it was a heck of a pass, heck of a play call by T. Lou, and I was able to benefit from both.
So, Unc, how would you rate LeBron's performance?
Yes, Unc. How would you? Yes.
Skip.
Yeah?
It was magic.
It was magic. It was transcendental.
Ooh!
Yeah.
The only difference, it didn't happen in the finals because he did everything Michael Jordan did in Game 6 in the flu game. You know it, Skip Bayless.
He didn't have the flu?
What?
Are you saying LeBron had the flu and we didn't know about it?
Yeah.
Did he call you last night and say, tell him I had the flu?
His performance is an A. A+. If it's a scale of 1 to 10, you give him a 14. Okay. Because, Skip, he answered every question. Jimmy Butler made a layup. He came back, made a layup. Karl Anthony Towns hit a big three you thought was a dagger three. LeBron said, I'm not going to let you go and hide.
That was a big-time shot.
And then at the end of the game, Jimmy Butler got the switch on Jetty. Now, you know how LeBron is, Skip. He likes all the rookies. He gets along with most of the players. He invited Jimmy Butler to his party. And the only thing he asked Jimmy show up with a bottle of hen. Jimmy tried to sneak in with apple juice. LeBron said, get that stuff out of here.
Is that what he
That's
said?
what he said. Get it out of here. JR, get the ball. Now, I would have.
Because that was some weak you-know-what. Right?
Here's the thing, though, Skip. Now, LeBron, what a normal guy would have done, JR gets the rebound. He'd have called timeout. We'd advance the ball to the front court. But LeBron had told JR before that in the huddle, now they're going to get the switch. They're going to try to get on Jetty. I'm going to be on the weak side. I'm going to come. I'm going to block the shot. Now, when you get the rebound, don't call timeout because I want the flair for the dramatic.
I don't think LeBron went into quite that detail.
Skip,
But go
let me
ahead.
tell my
I'll give
story.
it to you. I'll give it to you just for today.
Block the shot.
Yep.
JR didn't, dribble the ball, didn't call timeout.
Yeah, it was
1 second of the clock.
A little shaky, but go ahead.
1 second on the clock. That's all we need.
Okay.
Skip, I've dug. My researchers have dug. We've never seen a stat line like this. 37, 15, 10 on 70+% shooting. We haven't seen a stat line like that. But I went back 35 years. My Steve Owens, not the one with the Heisman Trophy, he went back 35 years.
No, you won a Heisman Trophy. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, we be blocking you. He still reminded you. You heard what you said yesterday, Skip.
Yep.
Oh, he's not the best player right now. Yes, he is. Chris Broussard, you're going to be out here. He's still the best player. And he lets you know he can rise up at any time and give it to anybody, anywhere, on any given moment. What do you say? What more would you ask for the guy? What more could you ask from him, Skip? I need you to answer everything they put out.
I got one.
Okay,
Tell me when it's my turn.
No, it's not your turn just yet.
Okay.
I'm going to give you ample enough time in overtime. They had 11 points in overtime, Skip. He scored 9 of them.
He did.
And I know but you're going to go to the fourth quarter, Joy. Skip going to say, but he only had 3 points in the fourth quarter. But he had 6 assists. See, LeBron James is so great, he doesn't need to just score. LeBron James is so great, he don't need to just rebound or assist the ball. He can do it all.
Yep.
And then when it comes down to it, Jimmy, next time you're invited and you show up with a bottle of you-know-what, come and don't try to sneak apple juice in our party because we will throw it away. Skip. That man LeBron James, he did. You know what? I ain't go, Joy, you and I both know we were talking about the Quincy. I ain't about the Quincy Jones on LeBron. But Savannah, he was at the Q. He had a date last night. Ole Miss triple dub. Because he on the job, don't nobody suspect anything until after the game, and you look down like, he got a number again? Oh, LeBron James. Oh, Skip, is he special? It's your turn.
Well, he used to be. But...
What you mean used to? Where'd he go? He ain't going nowhere.
Tell me when
it's your turn.
Thank you.
Take your time.
Thank you, Joy. Does that mean it's my turn?
Yes.
That means nobody can interrupt what I'm about to say?
I ain't got nothing. How can I interrupt with 37, 15, and 10 on 72% shooting? I ain't got nothing to say.
So, clearly, LeBron James owed his team that game last night because he has not been there for his team for a long, long time. And after a rocky finish to regulation, and I'll get to that in just a moment, he paid his team back with what I thought was the greatest overtime, at least of his, we could look at some of the playoffs, but certainly regular season, it was his greatest overtime of his career. I'm going to give you that because you can't do better than 4 for 4 with the way he did the 4. All 4 were big-time shots at big-time moments.
Correct.
And he did have a block that I will get to in just a moment also. But let's keep this in perspective because we're not going to get any from that side of the table. Going into this game last night, LeBron was in the midst of, by far, the worst stretch and slump of his career. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page here.
Yes.
Because over the last 19 games, and obviously they had gone 6-13 over those 19 games, LeBron has been shockingly, inexplicably awful to the point that we used the Dave McMenamin quote from ESPN.com, quoting a scout who was at the previous game the night before at Orlando where they blew another big lead and just came apart in the fourth quarter. And LeBron just disappeared down the stretch in the fourth quarter just the night before at Orlando. And the scout said he has lost a step. He can't blow by anyone anymore. And I'm going to point out, I defended him on that because I said, hey, that's not true.
Not true.
Maybe he doesn't have the energy on defense anymore.
Right.
Maybe he doesn't utilize the quickness and explosion we used to see on the defensive end. But on the offensive end, when he wants to get to the rack, man, he just gets to the rack.
He's going to the hoop.
Yeah, and I don't see any drop-off there. But I do see drop-off in impact because over the last 19 games, plus minus, which means for those who don't get it, the minute you're on the floor, what's the score of the game? What's the point differential in the game? LeBron was a minus 147 over the last 19 games. That's a lot of games since Christmas.
Correct.
That was dead last of the entire NBA. Sorry, Joy. Of the whole NBA of 518 players. That's just shockingly bad. And by the way, in late and close situations through the last 19 games, LeBron is 1 for 8 over that stretch, which if you look at the 31 players who have taken 8 or more shots in that stretch, he's tied for last, 1 for 8 shots. So he's left some games on the table late in games. And that's why I say, remember the Indiana game? They got the switch, little 6-foot Darren Collison's on him in the corner, and he blows by him, and he steps on the in-line. And it's like, LeBron, you got to save your team. Indiana isn't that good. Now, Indiana had beaten them every time.
Yeah.
Okay, so now back to last night. So we get to the end of regulation last night, and I am screaming for LeBron with the game tied. Just go to the hole. They can't keep you from the hole, but you got to have the guts to just make one free throw. Just one, because if you get fouled, you get 2 chances to make one, and the game's going to be over. And to LeBron's point, he's 33 years of age now. He doesn't want no overtime, and he doesn't want 2, but he didn't want 1 either. And he could have ended it right there, and it drives me nuts because if you look at his free throws, in those late and close situations where it's tied or you're behind or you can go ahead.
Tied to put the team
Yeah.
ahead.
In the last few seconds, the last 5 seconds, he's, for his career, 8 of 14, which is 57%, which since his rookie season is last in the NBA of people who've taken at least 5 free throws in that circumstance, that late situation circumstance. And of those 14 attempts, only 1 has come in a playoff game. So it just got to the point where LeBron said, that's not my forte to shoot these free throws. I just don't want to shoot them. I'm going to shy away from that. I'm going to avoid it. So at the end of regulation last night, I'm out of my mind. I just want him to try to make one free throw. And what did he do? He pulled up and shot it from accurate.
And but here's the thing, though, Skip. In all of that, LeBron James only shot 2 free throws last night. So
he was already 0 for 2.
Okay, he was 0 for 2.
Yeah.
So with that amount, the amount that LeBron James drives to the basket, what's the likelihood of them calling the foul?
It's in his house. I think it's pretty high.
Well, why didn't they call more? Why didn't they call more than 2?
I'm going to say, well, I don't know how many times he actually tried to get to the free throw line. Again, in that situation, I'm going to give it a 75% chance you're going to get that call if you're the king in your palace.
Well, in the first half, Skip, he was 6 of 6 in the paint.
Yep.
He was 0 for 3 outside, so he's 6 for 9. He shot 2 free throws. So he's seeing how they're calling the game. And plus, at the point that he had pulled up, you know he was cooking from 3, right?
They were cooking from 3, too. The whole team was. And,
NBA record combined.
By the way, combined, 43s got made. It took overtime, but 43s, and the Cavs won it 21-19, won the shootout from 3. But still, even though you're cooking, even though you're 0 for 2, I just think you can make one free throw if you're that guy, because the greatest thing he does, the thing he's done greater than anybody in the history of basketball, is freight train to the basket. Still to this moment, I don't think there's anybody who can keep him from getting to the basket when he decides. But you got to decide. You got to do it with conviction. And I don't think Jimmy Butler, as terrific a defender as he is, he can't guard LeBron James.
And he got those points against Jimmy Butler and
did.
Andrew Wiggins.
No, he did.
Andrew
that was
Wiggins,
hard, man.
Yeah.
Those are 2 athletes now.
72%.
Well,
but you know what, Skip? We still got a problem. You know. That 5-9 package is still there.
All right. Let me finish the game, then we'll get to the package. I'm with you about that, and I agree with that. Now, we get to overtime, and LeBron finally just said, I think, okay, that's enough of this.
Yeah.
And I saw him playing. I'm not sure I'm going to go to anger, but I'm going to go to convicted. You know, I'm going to end this thing right here, right now, because all 4 shots are big time. Now, we get to the block, and we're going to also talk about this a little later. I don't want to go too deep into this, but you mentioned Cedi Osman. Mm-hmm. He got to play a bunch of minutes last night, and he was playing a bunch of minutes in place of the 5-9 package. He was playing significant minutes. Cedi Osman's 22 years of age. He's from Macedonia. Yeah. He hasn't played in the NBA. He's been stashed in the Turkish leagues. Mm-hmm. He was drafted first pick in the 2nd round 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. And at 22 years of age, I like his energy. And I think LeBron does too.
Yes.
Because he is fearless. He just plays hard, aggressively.
That's what LeBron likes.
Yeah. So they get the switch up top, Jimmy Butler did, and it's on Cedi. And Cedi defends him all the way to the basket. Cedi cut him off at the pass, and it left Jimmy Butler kind of staggering, not sure what to do, with no real plan B, and he's kind of falling backwards, and LeBron came across off the switch. And I got to tell you, it was about as easy a block as I've ever seen.
Ain't no such thing as easy.
Yes, it was.
It's the
it was
NBA.
Easy. It was the bicycle built for 2 blocks. It was the one from the finals where Iguodala, J.R. Smith cut him off at the pass.
If you don't mind me asking, when Michael Jordan stole the ball from Karl Malone, was he not being defended by Dennis Rodman? But you give Michael Jordan a great. So was that a steal on a bicycle built for 2?
No, I mean, Michael just snaked him. He just went completely around him, and Karl never saw him. Okay, it's a different circumstance. But, I mean, again, Jimmy Butler got defended and cut off, and he's sort of staggering on his left foot where he's starting to fall backwards at the basket because he thought he could take Cedi and just take him right to the hole. And if he'd taken him cleanly to the rack, it's over.
But had LeBron not blocked that shot, even though
he
was falling back, he would have got a shot up at the rim had LeBron not did what he done.
I agree, but if Cedi gets beaten badly,
LeBron's there.
I don't think he can get there. I don't think he could get there in time. I don't.
You remember Marvin Webster, the eraser up in Seattle?
Do I?
Yeah, the eraser. Yeah, that was LeBron.
Oh, so now you're saying he's Marvin Webster?
No, the skip.
Marvin Webster's like 7'4".
Yeah.
Okay. So at that moment, I tweet, that was just a dumb idea by Jimmy Butler and a gimme block by LeBron. Now, this is in the timeout.
Yes.
This is a great spot, I tweeted, for LeBron to hit a walk-off. No decision to make, just catch and fire. This is when I love LeBron in a late game, close game situation, when you take the decision out of it because he doesn't even have to think about driving to the basket. There's 1 second left. It is a catch and shoot. So we hark back to Game 2 when they were down a game to Orlando when he was the first stint in Cleveland of the playoffs, obviously.
Right.
And game 2, at the end of the game, Mo Williams just
the Eastern Conference Finals. It's the Eastern Conference Finals when he hit that shot. Yeah, because Orlando beat him.
Yeah, they did. Okay, so that's just Mo Williams just inbounding straight to LeBron, and he has no choice. There's no decision to make on Hedo Turkoglu. He just knew he's going to have to pull up and fire it, and he fired it, and he made it because he can shoot it with conviction. He can just let it fly. So, again, I basically called the shot. I love that. As long as Jeff Green can make the Kevin Love kind of pass, which he did. He threw him a good ball.
He threw him a great ball. And if you notice, Skip, when LeBron shoots his 3, he likes to check his feet and fade to his left. Mm-hmm. When he caught this inbound.
This isn't a 3, though.
But I'm saying, but he likes to fade to his left.
Okay.
That's his shot.
He did.
So it was in his wheelhouse, but he still got to make it.
Okay, so did he push off a little bit? I don't care. I'm not calling that on anybody because Jimmy Butler was actually wrapping him up before the pass was made. So all is fair at that moment. There's going to be contact on both sides. Mm-hmm. And yet he separated, and then he fell sideways to fall back, and he made a shot.
It was good.
What's that?
I thought when he left his hand, I said, it's ball game.
You thought so?
I knew so.
I've seen so many missed in that situation. But again, I called it because I thought this is one he can make.
Skip, do you realize this, that since LeBron James has come into the league, he has 14 game winners. Mm-hmm. There's only one player that has more than that. That's Carmelo.
No, it's because you played 15 seasons and you've had so many opportunities you've missed so many opportunities.
Skip.
He's also 5 of 35 on last-second shots.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. See, you look at it, I look at LeBron, and he says, if I need to score, I'll score. But I'm going to make the right play. See, on a game-winning drive, Tom Brady doesn't kick the field goal.
Yep.
But he puts him in position. So LeBron might not make the shot, but if he makes the perfect pass and puts the guy in position, he doesn't get credit for that. You say, oh, he hit a game winner, but who put him in position? Tom Brady doesn't kick the ball, but he put Vinatieri, he put Gostkowski in position. So we got to give him some credit.
Okay, for what? Are you talking about the assists? Or?
I'm saying the right play. I want the ball in LeBron's hands because I believe that he will always make the right play.
Oh, I see what you mean. All right, so whether he passes or shoots it.
Right.
But I love LeBron when there's 1 second left and it's a catch and shoot because we take all of these should I not, because I've told you before, highest basketball IQ I've ever seen is LeBron James, to a fault, because he is quickly processing the ramifications.
Sometimes
of all.
you get over analytical.
Okay, if I do this, but then if I get fouled, then I'm going to have to stand by myself and shoot the free throws. So I think I better just shoot this from Akron.
Well, you remember, Skip, he said during the stretch that he's overpassing the ball. Mm-hmm. He's trying to get his teammates involved so much that he's getting at the rim, and he's like, okay, let me get him involved because he's wide open for the shot.
Yep.
Last night, he got him involved. He could have had 20 assists. Shannon Fry was cold. But old fourth quarter,
he got going. But as regular season games go, that was a classic.
It was a classic. It was a great shot, and LeBron agrees. How much does he agree? Don't start with me on the Heat, all right? I don't want to.
I'm sorry,
That's
Joy.
rude. LeBron agrees. He would like to share it on Instagram this morning.
What is that?
He gave it a one emoji caption.
Crowd him.
Wait, he put the crown up?
Yeah.
Crowd him.
Wait, he's at the bottom of plus minus for the whole league, and he just put the crown up?
I want to know last night, of the players that were playing last night, anybody have a stat line like that? Skip, think about this. How long did they play basketball?
I agree.
No mercy.
Hey everyone, it's Joy Taylor. The Undisputed podcast continues in a minute, but first I wanted to bring in Shannon Sharp to talk about one of our sponsors.
Thanks, Joy. Hey guys, Shannon Sharp here with a quick word from Pro Flowers and Sherry's Berries. With Valentine's Day right around the corner, the last thing you want to do is pick a wrong gift. Making a big impression is key. Pro Flowers and Sherry's Berries have teamed up to help you really impress your Valentine this year with their perfectly paired collection. Go ahead and think inside the box this Valentine's Day. This is really a one-of-a-kind gift. Your flowers and dipped strawberries will arrive together in a beautiful, specially designed box that will keep your flowers fresh and your berries cold, guaranteed. Right now, Undisputed listeners can save 20% on any one of their perfectly paired combinations or any other gifts over $29 with the promo code Undisputed. And take it from me, these flowers are gorgeous and the dipped strawberries can't be beat. Pick the delivery date and it's guaranteed, and customer satisfaction is always number one or your money back. Hurry and order today. Valentine's Day is next week. There's only one way to get 20% off a perfectly paired gift over $29, featuring beautiful blooms from ProFlowers and freshly dipped strawberries from Sherry's Berries. Visit proflowers.com today and enter the code UNDISPUTED at checkout. That's proflowers.com, code UNDISPUTED, and you'll get 20% off this perfectly paired gift. Now, let's get back to the show.
No mercy. Josh McDaniels surprised everyone, especially the Colts, when he decided to stay in New England this week. ESPN's Mike Reese reports McDaniels met with Bill Belichick and the Krafts on Tuesday, and Belichick reportedly told him, quote, "I'm going to open my world to you," and spend more time showing McDaniels the inner workings of the organization. Shannon, how will this play out?
So what the hell have you been doing for all those years you've been there, Josh? Do you go to coaches' meetings? Do you meet with Coach Belichick? Did it ever dawn on you, Coach, what did you see in Gronk? Why would you take Gronk in the second round? He's coming off back surgery.
Yep.
Why would you, Bill, when you're looking at a guy, what did you see in this guy? Why would you keep Tom Brady on the roster? You kept 4 quarterbacks that year. Now, clearly you didn't know he would be this, but what did you see that made you so sure that this was the guy that where you wanted to go and needed to go, he was the guy that could take you there? So you never asked those questions. Well, if that's the case, why the hell was he even in contention for a head coaching job, Skip? For me, second question, what's in it for Coach Belichick? So you mean to tell me there's a possibility that Bill Belichick in a year or two might leave and go somewhere else, but he's going to tell somebody all his secrets? What chef you know is going to give his apprentice all the secrets but I'm going to go open up another shop. Now, if he wants to keep the shop open and wants to keep it going, yeah, you pass along that. But you're not going to open another restaurant, Skip, and give somebody that you left behind all your secrets and all your recipes. Of course not. So what's in it for Coach Belichick? Clearly, something is in it that's very good. Does he bump to the front office? Does he become the VP of operations? Does he all of a sudden now do all the shopping for the grocery and Josh McDaniels does all the cooking? Is that where we're going? Could be possibly. He could be the next Pat Riley. Remember, Pat Riley was a coach. Then he bumped it up to the front office. Then he wanted to win a championship with Stan Van Gundy's team. Fired Stan. Oh, Stan wanted to take some time away and be with his family. Kicked Stan Van Gundy to the curb, won him a title, go back upstairs, had great success. My thing is, it's just hard for me to believe. It's like me going to class. You know what? Say, you know what? Teacher say, you know what, Shannon? This last 2 weeks of this semester, I'm going to teach you. What the hell you been doing the whole while I've been in here? And me, that's like, okay, the last 2 weeks, I'm going to learn something. I've been there all this time. You're not teaching me, and I'm not learning. For real? Come on. Look, I'm not saying that Coach Belichick didn't say this. I'm not saying that he did. But it strikes me as odd that he says, I'm going to open my world to you, and then all of a sudden he might leave and go somewhere else. There's something in it for Bill. That's how he operates. We know this. And he's already given him something. Josh McDaniels took the spine secrets right to Denver.
He did.
That's how he got busted. So you talk about, all of a sudden. So how would he know that, Skip? How would Josh McDaniels know about taping up practices if he didn't get that information from somebody?
Chip off the old block.
So now all of a sudden, he's going to be been teaching you all along. That's how you took those dirty secrets. That's why after every victory you had, new pictures went up on the wall, because that's what the Patriots do.
I'll go one step further. I find this whole concept laughable. It harks back to what you found laughable, which was the statement that followed the ESPN article that was the joint three-way statement, Kraft, Brady, Belichick.
More united.
We're all in this together, and we don't know of any problems. What problems? But then Robert Kraft admitted, we got to get our egos in check. And then he admitted there is tension. Not dysfunction, but tension. Interesting. So, am I to believe that Bill Belichick is going to willingly teach Josh McDaniels how to replace Bill Belichick? I'm sorry, I don't see that. I know how Bill Belichick is built, and he's not built that way. Did I expect Brett Favre to teach Aaron Rodgers how to replace Brett Favre? I did not, because that's not how Brett Favre is built.
Joe Montana
to Steve Young, not how Joe was built. They're ultra competitive. They're you know, there's a part of him that's kind of.
You're trying to replace me, bro.
Yeah,
why am I going to trade? It's like, you know,
You know.
when somebody takes over a corporation and they're going to get rid of the staff and
Yeah.
they say, okay, you train them.
Right.
I ain't training it.
There's a side of Brett Favre and Joe Montana, I'm trying to put this nicely, that's not nice. They have not nice sides to
Yeah.
them, and they're like, hell with that.
Yeah.
You know, no, I'm not going to do that. Some quarterbacks will teach they're
Yes.
good guys, and they're all in it for the team, and they really are. You've seen true blue guys like that.
Yes, but those guys, I'm sure, absolutely certain
Yep.
that Tom Brady was closer with Brian Hoyer, Rohan Davey, Ryan Mallett.
No doubt.
Bec-
No threat. No
But
threat,
Jimmy G.
No threat. No. Although they seem to be okay, but do I think Tom Brady gave him the house secrets? I do not. No.
I take it one step.
Yeah.
I was with John Elway for 9 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
That was 10 years.
Yeah.
And he and Gary Kubiak were like this.
Perfect relationship.
They drafted Tommy Maddox in the first round in '92.
Yeah.
John Elway and Tommy Maddox wasn't like this.
Got it. Okay, so back to this. Unless you can tell me that the succession that is now in place is that Bill Belichick, after next year, will be the GM of the Patriots, then I'll buy this.
Yes.
If that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
But that had to be either ordered or agreed upon by the man who owns and operates the Patriots in the end, and that's Robert Kraft.
Correct.
So somehow this was ordered from above. Somehow either Robert Kraft said, you will mentor him, you will tell him at least that you're going to mentor him, or it could be one of those edicts, either you do this or you're gone. Because I think after that Super Bowl, emotions were raw. His defense gave up 41. It was kind of inexplicable why he didn't play Malcolm Butler for all 4
It
quarters.
was inexplicable how he was at a basketball game on Thursday
That's
night.
a good one. Bingo. Touche. And I just can't believe, I know Tommy wasn't happy about this, the son of Robert Kraft, but I can bet you that the owner, Robert Kraft, and his real son, Jonathan, I don't think they were real happy about Bill Belichick's performance in this Super Bowl and during Super Bowl week. So there had to be some mandate, and as we talked about, Bill Belichick got ordered to do something for the first time in his 18 years of running the football operation, and that was you will trade Jimmy Garoppolo at the deadline.
Correct.
And he basically gave him away to a young coach that he loves in Kyle Shanahan. Okay? So now my instinct tells me Bill Belichick is somehow on the way out. It could be of his own volition. He could be threatening already. I'll just walk away if that's what you're going to do.
But here's my thing, Skip. Why not Romeo Crennel, who was with Bill when he was with the Giants?
Mm-hmm.
Why not Charlie Weiss, who was with him with the Giants? Why not Bill O'Brien? Why now? Now, we heard nothing about the succession plan.
Yep.
We heard nothing about nothing. Everything was pristine. Everybody was happy. Seth Wickersham writes this article. We go from he writing the article to them shooting it down
Yep.
to Mr. Kraft says, I like to keep this thing going, but we got to get egos in check.
Yep.
We're not dysfunctional, but there is tension to now there's a succession plan. How do we get in a month? How do we go from that, everything is harmonious, to now I'm going to teach you everything we need to know in this time frame? Why now? Coach Belichick has never tried to sit down with any of his coaches. Sometimes coaches try to sit down when they got, trusted assistants. They sit down and say, look, just stay here. You're going to get promoted. You'll be defensive coordinator, blah, blah, blah. Why now? Because what Seth Wickersham reported was absolutely the gospel.
I agree.
They knew it.
Yep.
And it was about to, he said tension, but it was about to get dysfunctional.
It was. And maybe it teetered
Yes.
into dysfunctional.
Yes.
Yep, I agree with you. So in the end, I told you yesterday, I'm 60-40 that it's going to be sooner than later
Yes.
that he's going to be out. Do I think it could happen before next year? I wouldn't be shocked by that. The odds are he's one more year
Right.
as a Patriot. But what has gone on behind the scenes? Well, he got ordered to do something
Yes.
here. To mentor Josh McDaniels because he's about to leave or because he's going to be the GM after next year.
And maybe Seth Wickersham was just the tip of the iceberg.
Yep.
And that was a big iceberg. So maybe there's more to this than what Seth reported, but it was something. Because listen, Skip, I'm not releasing no statement to refute anything if it's a lie.
Yep.
We united. But then you said you united, and then the week after, you sitting down at the NFL Network says, I would like to keep this thing together if we get egos in check.
Yep, he said that. Yep.
Okay.
So, bottom line on Josh McDaniels, we both agreed. It was despicable what he did to Indianapolis. It was even worse. It was unconscionable what he did to at least 2 assistants who are now Indianapolis Colts coaches, and they're sort of stuck. They're going to stay.
But Bullock said, we're going to honor.
Yep.
They came. He said, we're going to do right by them.
Yep.
Skip, think about this. Guys have already said now, they had already, moved. They got their families, and we're going to Indy. There are I can assure you, Josh McDaniels has basically assembled a staff. There are probably some other guys that were coming toward their previous employer. Yeah. What did they say? Well, okay, bro, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. So Tony Dungy said it's just indefensible what happened. I get that. And you said Josh McDaniels will never get another job as a head coach in coaching.
Unless it's New England.
Okay. So back to that. All that said, I agree with all the above, but just in a vacuum, if you compare job to job, Josh McDaniels made the right choice.
Absolutely.
He just did.
Yes.
For all the wrong reasons, he made by far the better choice.
He could have just stayed there. He could have just stayed. He just waited out.
Yeah. But he got some assurance, clearly, maybe not contractual, but some assurance that he's now in line to succeed.
Yeah, I agree.
It just sounds a little too genuine to me coming from New England. Really, that line, I'm going to open my world to you, sounds like something out of Star Wars. It's like a supreme leader opening up to, Kylo Ren, join me. It's way too genuine.
Yeah.
No mercy. Hey guys, Joy Taylor here. Before the show moves along, I wanted to talk to you about ZipRecruiter. Are you hiring? Every business needs great people and a better way to find them. Something better than posting your job online and just praying for the right people to see it. ZipRecruiter knew there was a smarter way, so they built a platform that finds the right job candidates for you. ZipRecruiter learns what you're looking for, identifies people with the right experience, and invites them to apply to your job. These invitations have revolutionized how you find your next hire. In fact, 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. And ZipRecruiter doesn't stop there. They even spotlight the strongest applications you receive, so you never miss a great match. The right candidates are out there. ZipRecruiter is how you find them. It's no wonder why businesses of all sizes trust ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. And right now, Undisputed listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed. That's ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed. One more time, try it for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Now back to the show. No mercy. There's some partying going on right now in Philadelphia. About 2 million people are expected at the Eagles championship parade, which is going on as we speak. Nick Foles was the Super Bowl MVP, but they are expected to have Carson Wentz back from injury next season. We're joined by Fox NFL analyst Mark Schlereth. Mark, welcome.
Well, it's good to be here. Thank you.
What are the odds the Eagles will be in the Super Bowl next year?
Probably not good. I mean, if you look at history, your ability to repeat. I mean, if you looked at them from just a pure roster standpoint, and obviously the NFC is loaded, and they'll get Aaron Rodgers back in Green Bay, and obviously what they've done in New Orleans and, Carolina. And so there's a lot of great teams. But if you look at their roster, the roster construction that they have put together, Howie Roseman has done a phenomenal job out there. You would have to say that from a pure roster standpoint, maybe put them in the 80 percentile. Like, they are that good. And they're going to get their quarterback back. I mean, they are that good. Lines of scrimmage are just outstanding. But I just know how hard it is.
All-world tackle back.
Right. If Jason Peters decides to come back for year 15 and he moves like he's 20, I mean, the guy is a phenomenal player. So all those things considered, you'd have to sit there and say, wow, they got a great shot to go back. I just know how tough it is to repeat. I know.
You do.
I mean, just think about this, just from what we've done. And I'm talking about the collective media and fan bases. Well, hey, Nick Foles is a Super Bowl MVP. Let's go out and get Nick Foles. Nick Foles should ask for more money. Nick Foles should do this. Nick Foles is under contract
for $7.5 million.
Yeah, he is under contract. But, everybody thinks that they should get more money. Hey, man, I was a great contributor. Should I get more money? I'd like a new contract. So you have to deal with those things as a franchise and organization. The other thing you have to deal with is some guys are sated by success. They get success, and they're like, hey, man, I got my ring. right? Now it's about the money. Now it's about celebrity. Now it's about building my brand. Now it's about this. Now it's about that. They don't show up to workouts. They don't. I mean, you've got to understand how hard it is to manage 53 personalities and to have the right guys in your locker room that are going to hold themselves and hold each other accountable.
By the way, how many rings you have? How many?
Three and three.
And so you had 3 chances to repeat each,
right.
And you did
one
once.
One time.
Yeah,
Okay.
one time.
And why did you do it that time? What happened?
Well, coming out the year, we wanted to, Mike said if you want to be special, you got to do it again.
Mike Shanahan, yeah.
So we knew there are a lot of teams that won one in a row. The way you got judged differently if you repeated because so few teams had done it.
Yep.
So that was our mindset, and we were hungry. The thing is, a lot of instinct, you're absolutely right. The thing is that it's a blessing and a curse to win the Super Bowl because when you win the Super Bowl, a lot of guys had to play well. But everybody thinks they played an equal share in the role. The caterers say, well, the reason why you won because we brought you the good food. The lawn care people say, hey, we cut that grass just right. Everybody wants more. Will they have the same desire to repeat as they had to win it? See, we can't even say with them, barring injury. They lost the MVP caliber quarterback, they lost the left tackle, and they lost Darren Sproles. So we can't say barring injury because they're loaded.
And they lost Jordan Hicks, who's a really good.
Yeah, they started middle linebacker.
Oh.
So we can't even say that.
Yeah.
Because they built this roster and what they have, the majority of their key players are under contract, and they still have Wentz on a rookie deal. Because when his contract comes up, you're talking about probably $150 million with 120 guaranteed. So it's going to change the landscape of what they can do. Like Seattle, they got a great opportunity because remember, Seattle won the Super Bowl, had a quarterback on a rookie contract. But then you started having to play people. The thing is with these guys, all their key players are under contract for the foreseeable future. The Fletcher Coxes, the Grahams, the Ertz, the Wentz, Alshon. You good. Jason Peters, Lane Johnson, Kelt. So they good, Skip.
Yep. Interesting.
I like their chances better than somebody else.
I think one of the other things, and Sharp was right, we're hungry, and we had a bunch of professionals. Like Sharp would go back to Atlanta, where he lived. And you knew when he walked in, he's going to be yoked. He's going to be fit. He's going to be. So you didn't have to worry about him going off and not working out. That was our team. You weren't going to. Really? You weren't going to miss. I tell you the other thing
Is that what happened in that Super Bowl?
No,
second Super Bowl?
I was tore up.
You were tore up? You were injured.
Yeah.
Well, wait.
You were literally tore up, right?
Well, but here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that motivated that football team. We felt like we should have won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
We lost a game against Jacksonville, and there was never a day that went by over those next 2 years when we won back-to-back where that didn't come up. Like, we were practicing bad and go, hey, you guys want Jacksonville again? Anybody want that again? Like
Mark
that
Brunell.
feeling? Yeah.
Man, go ahead on, Skip. We put something on him, too.
Yeah?
Because Mike said, well, I got word that because they had played Oakland, and once they found out they were playing you guys, they started celebrating. I said, oh, really?
Yep.
I said, I tell you what, hey, I don't even throw me no passes. I put on, Skip, I take the wrist a little tighter, take the fingers up. We put 300 yards rushing on them. Now take that back to Jack Duval County with you.
So I'm going to say this one more time. Congratulations to the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly today. But I'll be the first to admit, I hate the Philadelphia Eagles, and I always have. Since I was a little kid, I hated the Eagles. I hate their colors. I hate their body language. I hate their swagger. I hate how they celebrate when they do win. They've never done this before, so enjoy the day, because when something is too good to be true, it appears, as you just pointed out, this is the most loaded team we've seen in a long time. It's probably too good to be true. So I say next year there's going to be some sigh Eagles sigh, and then there's going to be a little cry Eagles cry next year, because this division is going to be a whole lot rougher than it was for them this year. They caught everybody down this year. But I look at what happened even in their division games. You realize Eli Manning threw for 800 yards in the 2 games, so he averaged 400 yards a game in those 2. And what happened? The first game, Eli and company scored 24 points in the 4th quarter, and it took that
61-yard
Jake Elliott kid, the rookie, he had to make it from 61 at the buzzer to survive that game. And the next game against Eli was 34-29, so it was highly competitive. And I watched the whole game of Kirk Cousins against the Eagles in the opener at Washington, and it went to the last drop, and it was a terrible call because Kirk Cousins was throwing the football, and they ruled it was a fumble, and Fletcher Cox picked it up and ran it in. That's how they survived that game. The next game, Kirk Cousins went 30 of 40 for 303. And then I'm going to bring up the one Dallas game. My guys are playing them at Jerry World. This is the only game that really mattered because the last game of the year didn't even count. But the one game at Jerry World on national television, I think it was on, was it Monday night? I think it was Sunday night. I can't remember. It was one of the night games.
Yeah, it was Sunday night game.
Sunday night, yeah. And I don't have Ezekiel Elliott, and I don't have Sean Lee, and my team led at halftime 9-7. So I don't know. Is this, are they a juggernaut? Really?
That half. What was the final score?
It became a wipeout, but there's no Sean Lee, and my defense was awful, and that was the low point of that terrible no Zeke stretch.
Hold on, you been telling me that was lower than Atlanta? Did you see what happened in Atlanta?
I think that's when they really hit bottom. They went deeper into the pit against. Remember the Thursday game against the Chargers?
Ooh, that hurt. That was
ugly.
That was a rough stretch.
All-time
Skip, you know this ain't been that good for you this year. Ain't really been that good.
It's much easier when you just each week pick the team that's winning that week. And
St. Nick did it to you. I mean, the Eagles did.
Nick.
Yeah, Bama.
Oh, I thought you meant to Dallas.
No. Because you remember you wanted Oklahoma to beat Georgia because you wanted them to get them.
Okay, will Dallas be better next year?
Yes.
I will bet you they'll be better.
Yes.
Will the Redskins be better with Alex Smith? They will be better. I'm telling you, Alex Smith is better than Kirk Cousins.
I might pick the Cowboys. I mean, I like Dak. I mean, after talking to him all the way back from, from
so
Minnesota.
You're gonna do the reverse jinx.
No, I like that.
Joy, what it is, it's the CYA pick, cover your you-know-what pick, because then you can come in and say, well, I picked them if you lose because you know you're going to lose.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I like Dak. I mean, we was having a great conversation. I mean, he's going to work on his accuracy. So, I mean, I got.
Did you tell him to work on his accuracy?
No, he said that's what he's going to work on.
Okay.
I think he's going to be in great shape. So, I like to hitch my wagon to young stars.
Did you
watch him grow.
Did you tell him sitting across the aisle on the plane that you gave him an F for this year? Probably not.
Probably
not.
I'm sure somebody's told him.
Yeah. Well, if he talked to you, then nobody's told him.
I grade strict.
Yeah.
You come to my classroom.
There's no curve in Sharp's classroom.
Yeah. So you finished third in QBR a year ago, and then you dropped all the way to fourth in QBR this year, and he gave him an F for the season.
You won the division last year. You finished all the way down in third this year.
An F?
So what am I supposed to do with that, Skip?
Well,
I don't know.
they're partying in Philly right now. That's all.
Yeah, we party. Fly.
We go partying in Philly.
No mercy.
Aaron Rodgers missed 9 games this season with a broken collarbone, but he's already talking about next year. The last time Rodgers broke his collarbone in 2013, he won the MVP the following season. He was asked about that and said, quote, "I plan on doing that again." We're joined by Rob Parker. Welcome, Rob. Good morning.
What's happening? Good morning.
Rob, do you like Rodgers saying this?
I love Aaron Rodgers saying this. And Skip, this is just a sidebar to the topic we're talking about, but I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers would have caught that pass, and Aaron Rodgers would have completed that Hail Mary.
Dang.
Yes or no?
Next.
Still that beat up, Skip? Come on,
No,
cheer
I'm not
up.
beat up. No, talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers, I love this because he already has a history. You just mentioned it. He broke his collarbone, came back, MVP. Tom Brady might be the most accomplished quarterback, and we all know that with all the accolades and things that he's done. But I think most people will agree. You know this. Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback going. And he saw Tom Brady win an MVP on a humble this year because of Carson Wentz getting hurt.
Yep.
So he's probably saying, I can win one. There's no doubt about it. I don't think it's like being like bragging or he's won 2 MVPs already or like it's off the wall for Aaron Rodgers to think that he could win an MVP or that he should aspire to win an MVP. I think he'll have a really good chance.
Well, I think the thing is, look, coming back, Tom Brady's the favorite. They lost the Super Bowl, and they're favored to win the Super Bowl. And he won the MVP at 40. You don't think he's going to be, oh, my God, did you see? He threw for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns at 41. We've never seen. That's the story. See, it's not good enough, Oh, and he did it with thumb. They took that thumb off. So next year, you're going to just be playing with 4 fingers.
4 fingers, right.
And spinning it, too. Because let's Skip Bayless tell it, because, it's not where he wants to be. It's a gash. It's like this thick.
Joy, did I bring up the gas?
Yes.
No, Shannon Sharp keeps bringing it up and can't get it out of his system.
I don't have a problem because I know when I like for a guy to set lofty expectations. But once you win the MVP, you're always going to be in consideration, especially if you're a quarterback, Skip, because the award is really catered to the quarterback, especially with the rules now, the way they protect him, the way they throw the football, and the way they, you can't hit the defenseless receiver, the illegal contact.
And what do we have? Like the MVP, 9 out of the last 10 have all been quarterbacks. So it's a quarterback award.
Okay.
So I expect him, and that means if he wins the MVP, his team will be in the playoffs. They will be in contention. So I don't have a problem with him saying that, Skip. I'm not surprised that he's thinking like that, but he's still ticked off that they got rid of his quarterback coach.
He was, and he voiced that. Shocking. I didn't even know who his quarterback coach was. Never thought about it. Yeah.
So now it's Philbin again, right? Who was his...
Joe Philbin's back.
Yeah.
Right, Philbin's back.
I think Philbin might be the OC.
So, Shannon Sharp, did I just hear you say, I think I heard you predict Tom Brady's going to win another MVP next year because that's going to be the best story,
no,
right?
I said he going in, he is the favorite because he won it last year at the age of 40, and we talked about how well he played. So if he just has a decent year, but Carson Wentz is going to come back.
Okay. So are you predicting Brady's going to win it just on story?
No, he ain't winning. He ain't winning.
Oh, he's not?
No.
But you just made a case.
Unless somebody gets hurt again.
No, I'm saying, look, I understand. I understand the storyline behind it, and it's a compelling story because every week you're going to say, "I've never seen a 41-year-old play like this."
I don't ever use his age.
Yeah, you
I
do.
swear I don't. I don't use it at all because I don't care. I keep saying he looks like he's playing at 28 now.
What about when he was trying to get that first get out of bounds? Did he look like he was 28 then when he was running?
When he was 28, he didn't look any different than he looks now. He never was athletic.
If he was lifting weights, he could have caught that ball because he could have opened his fingers. He ain't got no muscles. He can't open.
Yeah.
You know what? That looked like the same play like when Brady threw to Wes Welker. Right? Wes Welker was supposed to catch that ball. Brady.
But then it was funny that on the very next play, he threw a strike to Gronkowski down at the 5-yard line, and Jalen Mills reaches in and grabs Gronkowski's left hand so he can't reach up to catch the ball. Didn't get called because the Patriots don't get any calls.
No, you better stop.
They got robbed twice in this game on the two those plays.
Well, Pittsburgh got robbed in Pittsburgh then.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, but that's. I said they did get robbed, and you said no. By the letter of the law, that was not a catch by Jesse James.
Jesse James and Zach Ertz plays look nothing alike except the end result because Ertz took the ball 3 steps and dove into the end zone. The other guy caught the ball, hit a knee, and tried to plant it.
You told me that Des Bryant, that was not a catch
at
Green Bay. Oh, so he caught the ball and ran 2 steps and tried to slam it on the goal line.
On the way down.
Oh, I see. So we're going to...
Why you got to get the Cowboys in this?
We're going to revise
We're talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Don't mention Super Bowl and Cowboys because it's been a long time.
By the way, I remind you that you've predicted that Tom Brady will last only another 2 years, one year basically. So you're going to say he's going to win potentially a back-to-back MVP and say, I've had enough. I don't think he'll say he's had enough if he wins another MVP. Okay. So back to Aaron Rodgers. I don't have any huge problem with his saying this publicly, but at some point you can talk all you want about winning a regular season award, and you need to start backing it up in the postseason, right? Yeah. Because if he is clearly, as you say, by far the best quarterback going, even though the guy in Foxborough just won the MVP, but that's okay.
What happened when his team gave up over 30?
Huh?
What did that MVP do?
The MVP.
Funny, he lost just like Aaron Rodgers lost in the playoffs, right?
It's funny, the first 4 games of the year, Bill Belichick's defense gave up a record number of yards. And who kept them afloat starting in game 2?
No. You say regular season don't mean anything to you because you said Peyton Manning is the greatest regular season quarterback. Okay, in the playoffs.
So regular season doesn't mean a lot to me, but this does because Aaron Rodgers has won 1 Super Bowl because he's appeared only in 1 Super Bowl.
He's batting 1,000. You can't get any better than that.
Interesting. And that was a long time ago. That's 8 years ago now. That's back after the 2010 season, right? Okay, so since then, Aaron Rodgers is 5-6 in the postseason. That's not that great. And when I look at the 5 wins, they were over Joe Webb, a receiver who was having to play quarterback for the Vikings, and then the Dez catch. That, again, he obviously caught it, slammed it.
He didn't.
Well, he did, but again, you would have lost that game, so you got a big break on that one. Then Aaron Rodgers beat Kirk Cousins in Washington. Wow, that's not that impressive. And then there was the Miami boat trip that led to the one that Aaron won at home, right? Yeah. Over Eli and company. That was.
But did Aaron Rodgers lose to a backup quarterback, the whole ball of wax? Look on that list.
No.
Oh, okay.
Except Bill Belichick's defense gave up to a backup quarterback 41 points.
Oh,
I give you.
Now you know what it's not. You remember when Aaron Rodgers' defense gave up 51? And he threw for 423 and 4 touchdowns?
Yeah,
Oh,
and I didn't get to finish. The 5th win on this list was thanks to Mason Crossbar, who made it from 56 yards and 51 yards.
Skip.
Wow.
Skip, do you realize that Tom Brady in the AFC Championship game once beat Phillip Rivers with a torn ACL? Then he beat, you know who he beat? Who did he beat to get to this year? Oh,
Blake Bortles.
Wow.
And he played Mariota the game before that. That was his run. And then he lost to a bbackup quarterback.
But you see what happens when your defense gives up 30 or more? Because that's what Aaron Rodgers, in 16 playoff games, his defense is giving up 30 or more points 5 times.
How about the onside kick the year they were supposed to go?
It happened 4 times with Tom Brady in 38 games.
Against Seattle. They were going to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
The onside kick.
What losing team in the Super Bowl has scored the most points ever? Tom Brady's just did.
Yeah.
Oh, scored 33 points? That's the most a loser's ever scored. And he didn't win with 33 points?
No.
Why was that?
Because the defense.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah. Oh, really?
All-time
Aaron
terrible.
Rodgers and Peyton Manning said, see? Like, that's the Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers tugging on my jersey like Isaiah was doing. Isaiah was looking like Kevin Hart on that security guard trying to get on that float. Get out! Get off me.
Aaron Rodgers, since that one Super Bowl, has lost home playoff games to Eli and Kaepernick.
Oh,
Wow.
Tom Brady's lost to Eli twice in the Super Bowl.
And Nick Foles.
No, but
Throw
five-
them Foles.
5 and 6?
Skip. Nick Foles. The guy that was so disgusted by his play, he thought about retiring. A guy came out of retirement.
Tell Bill Belichick that.
No, I'm telling you.
And ask Bill why he didn't play Malcolm Butler one snap
Nick
in that
Foles
game.
went head-to-head.
He outplayed Tom Brady.
The MVP.
He outplayed Tom Brady. Skip, would you
And bust
admit
him
that?
up.
Yeah, no, he did against Bill Belichick's defense.
No, against
That was
Tom
a
Brady.
horrendous
Can I
defense.
ask you a question?
Wait, no, I got to ask you a question.
Okay.
Who has the better defense, Philly or New England? Help me out. Oh, it's Philly by far,
But
right?
you know-
So Tom Brady threw for a Super Bowl and an all-time playoff record, 505
Is it
yards
about yards
against
or
a much
points?
better defense.
Is it about yards or points?
Philly, the Eagles was 6th in scoring D. The Patriots was 5th. But if you don't mind me asking, Rob, with 2:21 left in the ball game, and the Patriots had the ball, whose fault was that?
It was Tom Brady. Tom Brady, 100% he lost the game.
If you're that guy, you're down by 5. If you're that guy with 2 timeouts, you got to deliver. You got to deliver, Joy.
Well, he'd only delivered in 5 previous Super Bowls that he won. He had game-winning
I tried
drives.
to
Coach Belichick always
5
said,
times, Shannon. Who's done that?
Coach
Who's ever
Belichick
done
always
that? Nobody's
tells us,
ever done that.
What does the pass have to do with this game
He
today?
never says that.
Yes, he does.
He does.
He said, we're on to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Well, I thought, so why wouldn't he talk about
But
Kansas
the
City?
past has a lot to do with this argument right now because you're right. Tom Brady got strip sacked because his defense had just allowed the backup quarterback to control the ball for 7 minutes after Tom Brady fought all the way back in the 4th quarter to put them ahead again. Another game-winning
But he still
drive.
had 2:21 to win the game,
listen to this,
Skip.
though. But 7 minutes went off the clock, and they fell behind by a touchdown. So now Tom Brady's going to have to go score a touchdown, not go get a field goal.
Yeah.
So you got to make plays. You got
Yeah.
to start making
Yeah.
plays against a really hellacious pass rush. And finally, was Brandon Graham pretty much unblocked on that play?
No, he blocked.
Yeah, he was. No, he got there right off the bat.
But can you ask me this,
Yeah.
Skip? In the first half, the first 4 drives, why didn't Tom Brady get the team in the end zone? They had the ball 4 times, and Tom Brady didn't get the ball in the end zone. Can you tell me why?
Never scored a touchdown in the opening quarter of a Super Bowl.
So why is
in
that?
8 Super Bowls.
If you're that guy, you
Well,
got to score a touchdown.
One reason is because his defensive genius coach will win tosses and defer.
That happened one time.
Defer.
Skip.
It didn't happen one time. They always do it.
They always defer,
Really?
right?
You defer. You got the greatest quarterback ever, and you say, "Here, you can have
Hold
the
on,
ball."
Rob, you know what I noticed? Now, in the previous Super Bowls that he deferred, it
Shannon.
was not a problem because they won.
Because they won.
But now they lose because they deferred the ball in the first half.
Shannon,
They didn't play the
they
snap.
scored 33 points, and he shattered the all-time passing record in a playoff.
But
not
they
a
didn't
Super-
cash in early
Wow.
in the game, Skip.
Wow. Well, they're
And
up
then-
against a really good defense. It's really
And
good.
then
I
it's-
told you going in.
Is it
you
not
knew it,
easy
and I
to
knew
throw
it.
later in the game?
Hold on.
Yeah.
When the defense, when you're down by 10 points?
Hold on, Rob, let me get this right. A really good defense gave up 613 yards. A really good defense.
No, who?
The Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
That's really good.
That quarterback is the greatest ever. It's not even close. Aaron Rodgers doesn't deserve to be in the same conversation with him.
He is.
Oh, yeah, with one Super Bowl to 5.
At the end of the day.
One guy's been in 8 Super Bowls, and the other guy's been in 1?
One guy's never lost. One guy's lost 3 times.
Wait, if I open a Super Bowl restaurant, Aaron can't even he's going to have to wait in line to get my Super Bowl restaurant.
Do we want to go down the list of quarterbacks who have won 1 Super Bowl, Rob?
Oh, and Rob, what is your classic line? So he won 1 Super Bowl.
Anybody can win 1.
Listen.
So Trent Dilfer and Aaron Rodgers.
No, it's not the same.
Foles, Aaron Rodgers.
At the end of the year, Skip Bayless, if your city is not having a parade for you, all you did was practice 1, 2, or 3 extra weeks. That's all you've done. The Eagles, we celebrate.
Well, you did.
We? Who is this we?
What part don't you understand?
All of it. When did you become Eagles week?
I can go to Philly. They're gonna serve up them cheesesteaks. I go to
You ain't have a cheesesteak in your life. Rob, thanks for joining us.
Well, I'll have one, but no bread.
Oh, okay. No mercy. The latest mock drafts from USA Today and ESPN's Todd McShay have the Broncos taking Baker Mayfield with the 5th overall pick. Denver is in desperate need of a quarterback, but they also could go the free agency route and sign Kirk Cousins, who will obviously not be back in Washington. Shannon, who is a better fit for the Broncos?
First Cousins. Kirk would be a better fit, but seems like Washington's thinking about maybe franchising him so they can trade him. I ain't signing with y'all. Y'all leave me alone. And then,
Wait, can you blame Washington for doing that?
You should you? They done botched this thing from the beginning to the end, Skip. But here's the thing, going back to Denver, Kirk would be a better fit for the simple fact that if you want to win right now, John Elway, he tried to develop a quarterback, tried to develop Trevor Siemian, he tried to develop Paxton Lynch. John, we got to get some consistency. You go 6'7", 6'7.5", all the way down to 6 feet. Can we get a quarterback in like 6'4", Joe? Can we split the difference? Must we go all the way down to 6? Can we find somebody in between? John wants to win right now, Skip. You draft Baker Mayfield, the likelihood of you going to the playoffs are not very good. You put Kirk into that lineup, they're a playoff team. They're a playoff team, Skip.
Maybe.
Yeah, ain't no maybe. Are you trying to tell they won 9 games 2 years ago with Trevor Siemian? You mean to tell me Kirk is not a better quarterback than Trevor Siemian? He's not better than Brock Osweiler or Paxton Lynch? I know you, Skip. You ought to stop. See what, Skip? You play too.
Tell me when I start. That's when.
No, you play it too much. You better worry about Philly. Don't worry about Kirk. He coming to the Broncos. Yeah, worry about the Eagles. Yeah. Jerry worried about him, so I know you worried about him.
Well, the Eagles are not part of this equation. The Broncos are, and you, Mr. Ex-Bronco, better be worried about your Broncos.
I'm worried if we get Baker Mayfield.
The window is closing, if not already slammed shut.
John Elway put a stick in the window. You know how they do it. It won't let it close.
No, it's a little twig right now. He's got a twig in the window, keeping it upright. Here's what I know about these two quarterbacks, and I've watched both of them a whole lot. In Kirk's case, too much, and in Baker's case, I saw every snap he took at the University of Oklahoma. Did not watch all of his games at Texas Tech, but I remind you, he played 48 college football games. That's a lot of football.
Yeah.
Okay. Baker Mayfield makes plays. Kirk Cousins makes mistakes. That's how I boil those two down. I am not completely sold on Baker Mayfield, as I've expressed before, but I'm less sold, a lot less sold on Kirk Cousins. So if I'm Denver and I have a chance sitting there at 5, if that's how it's going to all flesh out, and I can take Baker Mayfield, I'm going to take him, and I'm going to close my eyes and go forward because he is as NFL ready as you're going to get. He's played a lot of big-time football, a lot of playoff football.
He more NFL ready than Kirk?
Well, that's a fact. But
Okay,
unfortunately, Kirk is too NFL ready because Kirk Cousins in his career is 26 and 31 and 1. So he's 5 games under 500 as an NFL quarterback. And you're telling me he's a godsend, he's a savior?
Did they think that about Nick Foles? Did they say he was a godsend, a savior?
Well, all he did was throw 27 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions in 2013. That was pretty good.
And he went to the Pro Bowl, as has Cousins.
Okay. So, let's do Baker Mayfield first. He is 39-9 as a college quarterback, albeit as a college quarterback. But we had Charlie Weiss come here and sit right there the day after the Georgia-Oklahoma game and say, I don't want to hear anything more about any of those other quarterbacks. I'm taking that kid because that kid has something I can't teach or coach. He just competes, man. He competes like on a psycho level.
He does.
And sometimes he goes completely over the edge as a competitor and gets completely carried away. And I cannot defend the off-the-field incident, the alcohol-fueled incident in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And if I'm John Elway, it would concern me greatly.
Yes.
And I can't defend the crotch grab or any of the other stuff. Even I can't really defend planting the flag on the horseshoe.
I like that.
Do you? Okay. Because that's sort of you. That would be more like what you would do. Okay.
Absolutely.
But he didn't back it up. He'd already earned the right to plant the flag because he played. Urban Meyer said, "I've never faced a quarterback in all my years of coaching who played a better game against me than that kid played." He's not a kid anymore. He feels like he's like 35.
Yeah, he's been in college for
right?
I mean, he went to Texas Tech for 2 years. He sat out a year, and then he played another 4 years.
So I've told you before, Kirk Cousins to me is an underconfident overachiever. With this kid, he's also an overachiever, but he's a supremely confident overachiever who is fearlessly aggressive and competitive, where he'll just try anything at any moment. But when he first started at Oklahoma, I thought, it's another Romo-esque, rambling gambler. He's just going to try anything. He doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. So for the last 2 years, he threw 83 touchdown passes to only 14 interceptions. That's like sensational. QBR, my favorite stat, if we can go back, this is down to college football. 2 years ago, he was number 1 in the nation in QBR, and last year he was number 2 in the nation in QBR. It's taking into account every factor of how you play quarterback, running with the football. Now, he is not as elusive or fast as Johnny Manziel was in college. But he is mobile now. He can escape. And he's also durable. And he is a better passer. I could probably go to much better than Johnny Manziel was in college.
But, Skip, if you got Cousins, he's more than a one-year solution. Sometimes you get these guys and you say, okay, he's going to be the bridge to the, draft this young guy. If the Broncos were picking 25th, and they took Baker Mayfield, and you had Cousins on your roster for 3 years or 4 years, and then 3 years, and you transition to Baker, okay. But I'm not taking Baker Mayfield with the 5th pick in the draft.
Okay, but Kirk Cousins to me is a 3-year frustration where you'll be close. He always lets you down at the moment you need him.
No, they let him
make
down.
The play.
The injuries let him down. Washington doing everything they can, just kept putting up barriers to try to make Kirk fail. And it didn't work. So he's healthy, and he's told y'all to kick rocks. And then y'all, Bruce Allen, you go on TV and call the man Kurt. And then talk about, we offered him the most money, and then when you got right down to it, it was like the 25th most money. Y'all must be thinking Kurt is out his mind.
So, Shannon Sharp, who is the Washington Redskins' arch rival? The arch rival within the division is the Dallas Cowboys. So that's the game you should win every year. You should dominate that series because that's the one that the fans are going to hang their hats on.
It happens sometimes.
It happens?
Yeah.
So Kirk Cousins against my Dallas Cowboys in his career in Washington
a K.
Kirk Cousins, Captain Kirk. He went 1 for 6 against Dallas. 1 for 6? He went 0 for 4 at home against Dallas. Really? And the one game that he won was against the now Dallas Cowboys quarterback's coach, Kellen Moore. Really? That's the only one you won? Kellen Moore? You lost to Matt Castle on a Monday night in your stadium? Yeah, I'm not sold.
He said, I'll be the Super Bowl champ, Philadelphia Eagles.
And you're going to have to pay this guy. What's he going to get on the open market? I don't know.
$130 million, probably $100 million guaranteed. He said, I went head-to-head with Aaron Rodgers on a Sunday night. You know what I did, Skip.
I saw him go head-to-head with Aaron Rodgers in a home playoff game, and he didn't do so well.
He said, I saw Dak do the same thing. He didn't do so well.
Which way? Against Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting. Because
Joy, on my menu. I ain't add nothing to my menu. I got it on a sheet of paper.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Against
You want hot dogs or cold ales?
So Dak Prescott has played against Aaron Rodgers 3 times. In the QBR averages of those 3 games, Dak has averaged an 80 and Aaron's averaged a 61.
If you don't mind, can you give me the average win-loss record between him?
Yeah.
I'm looking on your paper. I don't see that.
Well,
I see 1 and 2 for.
It was Dallas 30, Aaron Rodgers 16 up at Lambeau a year ago. And then in the postseason, it was Mason Crossbar.
No, don't do that.
Well, it was. It took a 56-yarder and a 51-yarder.
Well, who was throwing those rainbows?
Huh?
Who was throwing those
Dak
rainbows?
was to Dez in that game. That's the last we saw of Dez Bryant as we knew and loved him.
But Aaron told you what was going to happen. You remember when the Giants beat the Cowboys opening day, and they were getting ready to go back and face the Giants. Dak said, I'm going to make up for it. We're going to make up for it. They beat us in our house. We're going to beat them in their house. Aaron Rodgers did it. Aaron Rodgers liked to take his show on the road, Skip. He wanted everybody to see that. He gets tired of seeing the Packer fans just seeing him. So he went to Cowboy. He went to Jerry World twice and gave it to him.
And he went there this year, and Dak Prescott put up a QBR of 97 on a scale of 0 to 100.
Cowboys put up
it's hard
an
to
L.
be better than that.
Cowboys put up an L.
Without Sean Lee in the second half, they did. And Aaron Rodgers had a grand total of QBR of 74 in that game. It was 97 to 74.
Oh, no.
He got outplayed again.
Whoa.
Wow.
Skip. At the end of the day, if I win, that's how I look at it. When I was playing Ben Coles and I was going against Tony and all these other tight ends, if I won, I was a better tight end than you.
Joy, I'm going to reiterate Kirk Cousins' one-loss record in his whole NFL career. It's 26-31-1. 26 wins, 31 L's, and 1 tie. So at your restaurant, he'd be shut out a lot of times, wouldn't he? 31 times he couldn't even get in the door of your restaurant.
Proud of Nick Foles doing what he did. Nick Foles had a one-loss record of what?
Yeah, but Nick Foles has thrown, what is it up to now? 70 touchdowns to
he's
30 interceptions.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
He got a place named after him, like Pennsylvania. I think they like nearby counties. Yeah, big old parade. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to make it today because they, bring my.
Because you picked the Patriots.
I'll go bring that old hen. Joy, why you don't want me to celebrate my moment?
What I want you to do is just keep it real. That's all I'm asking.
100. Fly, Eagles, fly.
But you picked the Patriots, before the season and before the game.
And before the game.
That jinx was working.
You
ain't see that voodoo. Hey,
it was a trick.
I called Miss Rudolph. Called Miss Rudolph. Tom. I bet Tom Finger back on.
That's what it was.
But it didn't work.
You did that?
It didn't work.
Wow.
He cooked the jinx.
Well,
I don't know. It's not where I want it to be, Joy. I just hope my doctors clear me to go play on Sunday.
So all he did Sunday was throw for 505.
All he did was take that L.
505.
And he didn't shake Nick Foles' hand.
No mercy. Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. We're back at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. I'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.